Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tim Radio Show. I'm your host, Tim Radio. And today we're going to do a quick episode about a CNN business article that I was reading. And before I jump into that, just want to say if you're watching the video, thanks, appreciate it. Please sub, please comment, give it a like. It helps a tremendous amount. It's like sending gold. Honestly, it really helps spread the word and everything like that. It plays into the algorithm, assuming I don't get shadow banned and all that other stuff. So anyway, we're going to jump right into it. So the title of the article is Instagram's, which is a Facebook posting group there, the images and all that. Instagram's algorithm blocked negative coverage of Trump. Sorry for the background noise there. Blocked negative coverage of Trump, but not Biden. So they went and blocked negative coverage of Trump, but they didn't for Biden. Okay, so that's the premise. This is how they're painting this. So let's read it. Let's actually see what they say. So a bug in Instagram's algorithm systemically shielded Donald Trump from negative hashtags without doing the same for rival Joe Biden, the company confirmed. So Instagram confirmed that a bug in their system was shielding Donald Trump from negative hashtags without doing the same for Joe Biden. So presumably it was showing negative hashtags for Joe Biden and not for Trump. And they confirmed it. Okay, so that seems like Instagram and like Trump's doing something, get Instagram, like something's going on there, right? Got to keep reading. So according to an investigation from the Tech Transparency Project, since at least June, so right before the election, it's in November, so searches for Biden-related content returned hashtags with counter messaging. So basically, if you put in a hashtag into the search box and say hashtag Joe Biden, it would give you related hashtags, all the popular phrases related to the topic of Joe Biden. So it could be Joe Biden stinks or Joe Biden's awesome, whatever. Could be just whatever hashtags are trending based on how many people are typing it in the content of the tweet or the post. It's Instagram, so they're posts, not tweets. So searches for Biden-related content return hashtags with counter messaging, presumably with also regular ones. While searches for Trump-related content did not return any hashtags at all. So think about that. They're saying that the algorithm blocked negative coverage of Trump. It blocked all coverage of him. It literally didn't even suggest positive hashtags. And they admit it. They say it right here. Did not return any hashtags at all. Instagram has since disabled its related hashtag feature, which algorithmically suggests content relevant to a user search, calling the discrepancy a technical error, meaning they technically screwed up. Further investigation from BuzzFeed found that until recently, searching for hashtag Joe Biden on Instagram would also return results for Trump 2020 landslide and Democrats destroy America alongside pro-Biden messaging. Right? So just like the setup here, if you put in something related to Joe Biden, then it would come up with other hashtags that were used in context with Joe Biden. So hashtag Joe Biden sucks and Trump's going to win, hashtag Trump 2020 landslide. Like those would be posts that people are putting out there, like in some degree. And that's how it's cross-referencing and saying, hey, these are relevant tweets or these are relevant hashtags because they're in the same posts, like they're being used together. So obviously a lot of people were making posts with hashtag Joe Biden and also hashtag Democrats destroy America, which is fitting because he's a Democrat and presumably Trump supporters think he will destroy America. Alongside pro-Biden messaging. So there's also hashtag Joe Biden 2020, also hashtag blah, blah, right? But they're painting it like this is somehow oddly skewed. Meanwhile, a similar search for hashtag Donald Trump did not return related hashtags. So if you were to search hashtag Donald Trump, there's no hashtags that would show up that were related. What do you think is worse, showing up in the mix or not showing up at all? So Katie Paul, the director of the Tech Transparency Project, told BuzzFeed that the suppression of related hashtags, quote, removes any possibility that negative hashtags could be associated with the Trump name or campaign slogans. So they're suggesting that that was some, like, that actually, that's technically true. If there's no hashtags, then it does remove the possibility of negative hashtags being associated, but also removes the ability of positive hashtags being associated with it. It doesn't make sense. And there's obviously more pro-Trump stuff on there if you're seeing stuff mixed in with Joe Biden. So if even Joe Biden's hashtags are being coincided with pro-Trump hashtags, why would Trump want their own hashtags to be suppressed? An Instagram spokesman said that the bug, which also affects tens of thousands of non-political hashtags, appears to have impacted both parties. Quote, she noted that some pro-Trump tags, including Trump Pence 2020 and hashtag Vote Trump, displayed related hashtags, whereas hashtag Democrats did not. So, and I can tell you why, because if you searched hashtag Democrats on Instagram, it, especially in the last about 6 months, it is overwhelmingly negative. There's not a lot of pro-Democrat people posting hashtag Democrats. And it's not the same as hashtag Vote Democrat. It's not the same as Biden 2020 or something like that. Hashtag Democrats would have been used in context of specifically talking about Democrats. And normally you don't talk about yourself with a hashtag. You don't say, hey, I'm a hashtag Republican. Here's a bunch of posts about me saying I'm a hashtag Republican. Most of your posts are going to be like, look, this guy's screwing this up. Hey, I hate this guy. You have a stupid post. It's their offense, not defense, right? Most posts are on the offense, not the defense, and offensive and negative and positive context. Check this out. The tags Trump Pence 2020 and Vote Trump are connected to 60,000 and 133,000 posts, respectively, whereas hashtag Trump, which did not display related hashtags, has more than 14 million posts. And you know, like I said, on the offense of positive or negative, there's going to be a lot of people that say hashtag Trump stinks or hashtag Trump, hey, I hate that guy, whatever. But it's also going to be in the positive sense where people are going to say hashtag Trump is kicking the Democrats' butt with this, whatever. Like, that's a lot of the type of content that goes with it. So for not to show related hashtags, for a hashtag that has over 14 million posts, for positive or negative, whatever it is, people using hashtag Trump, 14 million posts, and it doesn't show related hashtags. Like, hey, you type in hashtag Trump, then it would obviously algorithmically would want to suggest hashtag Vote Trump, because there's a large correlation of posts with hashtag Trump and hashtag Vote Trump, or hashtag Democrats and hashtag Vote Trump, or whatever the correlations are. So yeah, if that was somehow some kind of Machiavellian move where Trump got into the leftist organization of big tech companies, which he's actually trying to break up right now, or put under certain regulations where they can't be treated like telephone companies, to not have any liability when they're actively censoring people and taking down videos and controlling what information is labeled as factual or unfactual. Like, just as a quick example, if you posted something about the coronavirus being human transmissible, saying that it can be transmitted through someone to another person relatively easily, at the first, if you did that at the first, you would have got banned. Your video would have got taken down. You would have got a strike for it. But then the WHO changed the position and they said, oh, well, actually it is transmissible, human transmissible. So then if you made content saying it's not human transmissible, like the first time they said it, then you would have got banned afterwards. Because they're saying, hey, whatever the WHO says, we're going to stick to. So if anything that contradicts that, we're going to remove it. They actively say that in their policy terms now on YouTube. They actively say that. And Facebook says the same thing. We're going to flag content that does not fit these whatever. And same thing with Twitter. Twitter blocks all, like, a bunch of videos from Trump now. They only just started doing it. Like, now they start doing it. And the reason is because when they go look at the numbers and they go look at things like hashtag Trump and they go look at things like hashtag Joe Biden, they see a vastly different picture that scares the hell out of them. And it basically says that people aren't buying the shit. They're not buying the big tech stuff. There's a large group of people that see the stuff on Facebook and get duped. But, you know, you can dupe some of the people some of the time, but you can't dupe everybody every time. All the time. You can't do it. It's just... And it's a popping point right now where at least half the people are mad as hell and they're quite literally not going to take it anymore, and they're jumping ship, they're leaving, especially as YouTube just bans people. Like they just ban them, like, hey, you made a satirical video about COVID-19, we're banning you, and they're deplatformed. They don't have, all their followers are gone. Like they can't reach out to their followers and say, hey guys, come get me on my other platform. They just got to go to the other platform and hope that people come over, and that's exactly what's happening. And look, the Biden campaign declined to comment. So the Trump campaign replies and says, hey, it's not... Tim Murtaugh, the director of the communications for Trump campaign, denied the algorithm had pro-Trump bias, which seems quite fair based on what I explained, and expressed unfounded claims that Silicon Valley companies are staffed by extreme left, which Facebook themselves admit, who owns Instagram, admitted about a year or two ago in the hearing, saying that geographically they hire more people with high concentrations of certain kinds of demographics. So left-leaning people in California are a major part of their hiring group. So like 90% of the people in the company identified as Democrat or left-leaning. So less than 10% actually identified as conservative and or Republican. So obviously if these people are moderating content, there's going to be a left-leaning bias to it. And they admitted that, and they even said that we need to go out to different parts of the country and set up shop there so that we can reduce that type of concentration of ideological bias that might just be inherent in just the fact that it's predominantly Democrat. And not to mention the fact that like all the leaders of those companies 99% of the time donate to the left. They don't donate to the right. It's 9 times out of 10. And if they do to both, it's like 10 times more to the left than to the right. So they denied that had pro-Trump bias and expressed unfounded claims that Silicon Valley companies are staffed by the extreme left. I mean, the fact that they say unfounded claims, so they always they can wrap this thing in a lie. You know, the title and then the end. But you just read the middle. Evil's always got to actually give you there's always a little gem of truth there somewhere. They can't blatantly lie about everything. They always have to keep the reality in there some way so that they can maintain some sense of integrity, so that they're not completely dismissed, because they'll say, hey, no, we said that though. No, but we pointed out that Trump did it. So you can debate the wording and the kind of implication of the heading, but it's actually, and the information is actually there. So don't get fooled by the heading. The heading should almost be considered the opposite on anything CNN. You can just basically think it's the opposite and read the content, and you'll find that to be true. Most times anyway. Anyway, that's this episode of the Tim Radio Show. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you go and comment in the section below. Sub, like it, share it, whatever. It's like gold. So we appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.